Stephanie Straw with Board Game Geek, and I'm with Nathan Wright with Nimmix Games, and we are going to be talking about Game of Energy.
Oh, yes.
So this is like the whole table here. So do you want to talk about this game? Tell us what it's like.
Sure. So this is a Game of Energy. It plays 30 to 60 minutes, 1 to 4 players, and it has a tile placement and resource management as its primary mechanics. The premise of the game is there's an impending energy crisis, and your job is to thwart the energy crisis before it happens, but to do so in an environmentally conscious manner. You have access to all modern day technology. You have biofuel, fossil fuel, hydroelectric, nuclear, solar, and wind. So you're able to use any of those, some of those, whatever you want, across the board in a way that not only grants you energy, which is the terawatt hours, these are your victory points in the game, but to do so, again, in an environmentally conscious manner. And over here you have your environmental track. So every round, whatever is on this track, that's the currency that you get to be able to build more things with.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you'll notice that your larger industries get you more energy, right, but not a whole lot of environmental benefit. Whereas your smaller, greener energies give you a whole lot of environmental benefit, but not as much energy. So there's this constant push and pull that you have to manage of, what do you need right then? What do you need planning into the future? To basically build an entire energy portfolio. And you find later on in the game, you start to get into some space concerns about how these things are placed on the board, and what spaces are still available, and you really have to start really asking the questions of, am I going for currency here? Am I going for victory points here?
Yeah.
And it plays out really nicely of that balance. So to win the game, you get to 2,400 terawatt hours, which would be like that. So the tracks are kind of split in order to be able to fit large numbers.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Same thing over here, but with hundreds.
That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's efficient.
Engineer right here.
Yeah.
So basically that's the premise of the game. We can actually run through a sample turn.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I want to do it.
I want to play.
Can I be blue player?
I guess. All right. There's your cubes. You'll place those on industries you put on the board.
Okay.
And they're kind of translucent to kind of be energy cubes,
So we'll get to see in the sample round, we'll get to see how the dice work.
You'll get to see everything about it.
Right,
so
cool.
The first thing I want to do though is I want to run you through, these are the grid cards.
Okay.
And these are the cards that you will draw. You'll draw one of these every time you take a turn.
Okay.
And you can either play them immediately or keep them for later.
Okay.
And so there's different types of cards. Where are we? Right here?
Yeah, he's really zoomed out.
Yeah, he is way zoomed out. So there's different types of cards. So you have, for instance, these blue fact cards. And you have a fact card for essentially every industry that's in the game. And it just tells you a little bit of fact. And is it zoomed in yet?
That's all right.
Hi, everybody. So,
That's all right.
pay attention. But anyway, if you play this, you get 10 energy credits just for free, basically.
Okay.
And you have red cards, which in this case,
look good.
No, it's not. It's meant to do that.
Tornado strike.
Yeah. So this is a tornado strike. So this affects flatlands. Which is down here. It affects all industries, and it affects everybody. This is the multiplayer symbol. So it affects everybody. So basically, every industry you have in flatlands, it will inflict 5 energy credits worth of damage on you.
So if I'm not in the flatlands,
you're fine.
Playing that card.
Oh, yeah, you want to play that card.
Is good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So then you have the complete opposite.
You're getting a tornado, Nathan. I'm telling you right now.
So the complete opposite of that is the green cards.
Yep.
And green cards, again, multiplayer. This is only on Tundra, so this region right here. All industries, and this, everybody gets 5 energy credits for having industries in it. And there's something in between, which are the orange cards. And
those are specific industries.
Yes. So these, you can only target one person.
Okay.
And only if they have biofuel or hydroelectric, and in this case, in any of the territories. So if I were to play this on you, you would give me 10.
You wouldn't do that.
I would totally do that, actually. Okay, well, we'll see. You're going to play Tornado on me, so, So yeah, you basically give me 10 energy credits for that. So that's really all the card types.
I have to give you 10 of my energy
credits. Yes,
credits.
you do. Yes, yeah.
I won't like it.
So let me just reshuffle those. Okay, so we can actually begin. There are captains of industry cards, in the game. I can't tell which screen I should be looking at. But anyway, you can become a different character.
Okay.
And each of these characters have different powers, if you will. So like the monk character has enveloping ether. And so when you build wind industries on the board, you get a bonus of doing so.
Okay, yeah.
You know, water ecologist, it's the same thing but with hydroelectric. Then you have more creative powers like the conniver. So every turn you get to draw 2 of these grid cards and then put 0, 1, or 2 of them back so you can kind of control what other people are going to be drawing and you're going to know what that is. So there's other cards like that that are for more advanced players, but you know, there are also simple ones for more like gateway gamers.
Yeah. So those are those variable player powers or?
Yes, yes. Well, when you say variable player powers, like
are we going to start with it?
Yes, yes. So you can use these infinitely.
Okay.
Every round of the game. And we're just going to pick, you know, 2 of the basic ones. So you have the monk.
Yep.
So
I'm going to be building wind.
Yeah. So
Making
if you permit, which is placing industries on the board, 3 or more of those wind, you will get 10 energy credits for each of those that you put on the board that turn. So that can actually next round you'd have extra money.
Yeah.
Mine is the same thing, but for solar on the Sun Gazer.
Okay.
So, all right, so let's just get right into it. What do you say?
Start with some credits.
Yeah, you start with a few credits. It's a little gimme there.
Starting with 110.
110 energy credits.
It's not behaving.
So 110 energy credits, and the first step of every turn is to draw a grid card.
Yep.
And you can either play it immediately, like I said before, or put it face down in front of you. At the end of your turn, you can only have up to 1 of these in front of you. So if you had 2 at some point, you have to play one of them.
You should, yeah.
You can't discard, you have to play. And that comes into play with like the natural disaster cards, you know, kind of lesser 2 evils, you know, which one do I play kind of thing. So in this case, I'm actually going to keep it because I can't target you yet. It's there then.
It's table talk right here. All right. So
I'll do that.
Yep.
The second step is whatever's on my environmental benefit, I would get paid in energy credits. This is not paper money, it's card stock.
So we're on 0.
Yeah, we're on 0 because we haven't built anything. These can only go up, they can never go down.
Okay.
And the third step is to roll, and yes, there is a die. Some people hate there being a die in the game, but you do roll a die. And so, for instance, like if I got, let's see what's a good one, mountains, I guess. If I got mountains, then what I would do, give you your little tip cards there.
Oh, okay. Tip cards.
So the little symbol in the upper left allows you to see what's on the back side of the card. That way it's for easy flipping. In this case, I want to look for the mountains, which is what we have here. And if I look on the first column of numbers, that shows me the cost. So like biofuel, for instance, would cost me 40 if I put them in the mountains.
Okay.
But for doing so, I get a benefit of 30 on my environmental track. So every round, I would get that 30. And that just keeps accumulating. So the more I build, the more this increases. And then on the third column, I would be getting 50 terawatt hours, which is your victory points in the game. And so it's not, but things kind of ramp up in the late game. You can get up to 5 industries every turn, and any combination thereof. The only exception is you only get 1 nuclear per turn and or 3 fossil fuel per turn. So, I'm in the mountains.
It's not technically what you rolled.
I'm in the mountains.
Yeah, gotcha. Understood.
So I'm in the mountains. I am the Sun Gazer, which means I get a rebate on any solar that I build. But in the mountains, you know, the ones that give me the most benefit, currency benefit, the second column there, is biofuel and hydroelectric.
Okay.
So I probably want to do one of them. I have 110 to do something with, so I can get 2, let's say, hydroelectric. So I put in my 100, get 20, and then I put 2 hydroelectric. I'm spending 80, so I bought 2 hydroelectric.
2 hydroelectric, yep.
And I'm going
from anywhere.
Yeah, and this just represents, this isn't land plots. It just represents the ability of that region to generate energy. So I'm going to put 2 on there. And then I'm going to mark them with my little cubes here.
Yep.
And then I would get, looking in the second column, hydroelectric, I get 30 on each, so purple, so I'm gonna get 60. And then 100 on each.
It'll be 100.
Over there, so it'll be 200, but I got 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. And I would then have the opportunity to play my card if I wanted to, but I don't, and I would pass my turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this.
And draw a card.
So this affects that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And then roll this.
Yep. Well, yeah, you would get paid, but yeah, you'd roll that. You really got mountains.
I really got mountains. So it's the same thing for me, right?
Yep. Yeah. Same thing. You have the monk, so you know you get wind benefit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that.
So how many do you want?
I am gonna build. I would love to build 3, but I can't. So I'm not. Because it only benefits me if I build 3, right?
Right. Yeah, you're powered with.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do.
You gonna copycat me?
I'm gonna copycat
you. Oh my gosh, you're one of those.
Does it benefit me to have them right next to each other?
No. So they can be moved around by anybody during the game as long as they don't go outside the bounds of the region.
Okay.
So you're not physically like pushing an industry down the road.
And then I would just literally be exactly where you are on everything.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So when does this come into play? Is this on some of these cards?
So at the end of your turn, the round completes. It should have been an 8.
And I have to play in the mountains, right? Because that's what I rolled.
Yeah, but there's mountains. So you actually have pretty free range.
This is just closest.
Right. So at the end of the round, the round counter decrements. Okay. And so there's different hardness modes of how many turns you have. Basically, when this hits 0, if nobody's hit the limit yet, everybody loses.
That's not good.
So exactly, the world goes dark, civil unrest. It's all your fault.
Probably.
So
so I think I get. Is that all that happens, and then you just keep doing that?
Yeah. So there are really only three brief things. So this is what enables solo play. You have a dummy corporation. This can fill in for 1, 2, or 3 players. So even if you had 3 human players and wanted to have a fill in, you could use these. I won't really go into it, but basically you would play these in place of a move. You would actually flip open a card, and if you're playing on medium mode, in this case it'd be 2 fossil fuel, and you'd roll the die to see where it's placed on the board, and move up that dummy corporation color up that much for victory points.
So it's 2 to 4 players with a solo variant?
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, and in fact, if you had like 2 human players, you could use this to fill in 2 other players and have a full game. The other thing, and this is what I rolled the first time, so this is the investment opportunity. And so when that happens, this mechanic's going to change a little bit. It's going to Kickstarter July 26th. But right now what it is, you have an investment opportunity to invest in a new energy technology. Okay. And so you have a 60% chance of getting a good card, which will grant you energy credits from the bank, and a 40% chance of getting a bad card, which will actually lose you energy credits. Yeah. But regardless of the outcome of this, you will be able to choose where you want to go for that turn. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely some big benefits, especially later in the game, when you get a lot of industries in here. That way you can kind of pick where you want to go. Yeah. So I believe that's it. It's a very simple rule set, but you can really get some advanced strategy. So that So it's definitely fun for your gateway gamers as well as your more experienced gamers alike, because it is a simple rule set, but there's a lot of strategy that goes into how you play somewhere.
Once everything kind of gets out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would work.
So
cool.
Good deal.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nathan.
Thank you very much for having me.
That is Game of Energy.
Kickstarter July 26th.
Awesome.